Good morning. We're going to finish assembling this battery charger today. Well, it's morning for me. I am, as you can tell by my voice, overcoming a cold, but not too bad. So yeah, there's a billion of these little screws that we have to put in, and that I'm putting in backwards. There you go. It's a lot easier to put them in this way. We just want them snug. We don't want them tightened all the way yet. So yeah, if you want to fast forward through all this, that would be nice. Because it's pretty boring. Especially with me coughing the whole time. Yeah, I can't believe they would actually pay somebody. They had to have an easier way to do this. There had to be some kind of assembly jig or something. I can't believe that somebody's job all day was putting in these little screws, nuts and bolts. Take forever. So we're gonna skip this one and this one because that's where the longer ones go that go into these standoffs. So we want to do the inner ones first here. And we need to line it up. The worst thing that can happen while assembling this is to lose one of those standoffs back inside there. That's really annoying. Then you have to fish it out, or did you just see the cat? He just walked by. He's my supervisor. I don't know if you saw that, but he's underneath the workbench right now. Hey, Milo. Milo, come here. Come here. Can you say hi to the camera? No? Okay. He's a cat. What do you expect? Yeah, anyways, they had to have some kind of a jig or something to put this together, because I can't believe that, or they assembled this first. Yeah, I don't know. Because the MOSFETs are on the bottom, so you'd still have to solder, so it'd have to be in two pieces for you to solder it. So, I don't know how they did it. Maybe they did just do it like this, and that's why they cost so much. Somewhere I've got an old PDF file of one of the Selectria brochures, and it showed how much these things all cost. $1994, $1995, and it was, I don't remember the exact cost off the top of my head, but they were definitely pricey. Oh, we're missing one because this is the one with the damaged threads, and we're not going to reuse that because it looks like it got melted. So we've got a replacement one. And this one comes from one of my other battery chargers that I have disassembled that gets used for spare parts. It was one of the Saft NLG4 chargers, which don't, they're not reprogrammable, they're just set up to do the Saft and iCads. And get that in there. There you go. So they're almost completely useless other than having the exact same hardware. And a while back I started modding them over just by comparing the one board to the other, and actually converted a few over, well, the ones that I could, back over to SAF, or back over to standard NLG4 chargers, but I haven't actually put anyone back together to test it. Theoretically it works. I have one that's not a SAF charger, that's the spare for my truck, and I went and hooked up, took the logic boards out, and the processor board, and the nuts go on these little posts here. So you do washer and then a nut. Oh, fell off. But I haven't actually rebuilt them. My plan was to sell them, get them back up and running, and then sell them off eBay or something. Did I put a washer on that one? Yeah. And just to get money for future projects and or lithium-ion batteries. All proceeds from all these repairs go into the lithium-ion battery fund for my truck. Haven't decided what I'm going to do with that yet. I don't know if I'm going to buy a bunch of Calibs or if I'm going to just get it would be significantly cheaper to buy the Nissan Leaf battery packs from Wrecked Leafs, and or Chevy Volt battery packs from Wrecked Chevy Volts. So all these guys are tight, those are tight, and then we're going to tighten that, and I'll have to use my trusty makeshift wrench here. One of these days, I should probably just buy a 5.5 millimeter wrench, but probably have to buy a whole set, but that'd probably be fine. It took me a while to find 5.5 millimeter nut drivers. Okay, last one. Now we still gotta put these guys in. Ah, should have waited. I got ahead of myself and tightened them all down. And remember how I said you don't want to have one of the standoffs go underneath there? Yeah, that's exactly what happened. So I'll just loosen all that up. I need to grab, let's see what we got up here. Good set of tweezers. And we're going to try to grab this guy. There we go. Perfect. Now we're good. Crisis averted. And I'll double check that they're all tight. My wrench got stuck. Alright, tight. Okay, we'll go through tight, 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 and tight. All that's left is this guy, and I don't remember if the washer goes on that one or not. So this is no longer needed because that one we've replaced. I'll put that up here. And everybody should have a washer, but I don't remember. These ones had washers, but I guess I would have to because that needs to be the same height. Yeah, so we'll put a washer on there. Because these three here support this board, and you would want that to be the same height, so it has to have a washer. It's easy. Actually, before I put that in, I'm going to plug this guy in because it'll probably be harder to plug in once that's on there. So plug that guy in. Let's plug these guys in down here. Maybe. There we go. Trying to remember that goes in this way. They're not keyed or anything, but they do have little marks on them here. I think that goes in that way. Yeah, should. Yeah. It's definitely a tight fit in here. And I think, oh, is my hat in the way? Probably. Here, let me take that out. Oh, you know why that's not going to fit? Because that is the wrong one. Yeah, that's too long. This is the one that's supposed to go there. Yeah, okay. It's like, why is that so hard to plug in? It's because it's the wrong one. Okay, these are different sizes. See, those three go to this guy, gate driver board. Okay. Trust me, I kind of know what I'm doing. I'm not really a professional, but... Okay, so next we're going to put this back in. Before we do that, we need to run our temperature sense wire across here. It conveniently goes through this little standoff right here. and then worms its way back. And then it goes onto this one. Actually, before I do that, let me I haven't been, with the video, I haven't actually been taking very many pictures. Usually I take a whole bunch of them. But one of the things I can do is review. Remember, I need to know which way the gate driver has that, the temperature sensor goes on one side or the other. And in one of these pictures, I have that noted. Here it is. Okay, it's the side next to where the ribbon cable plugs in. So, that side. So I'm going to get that plugged in. Then we want to get that guy plugged in. That guy plugged in. And finally, that guy plugged in. Tuck everything under here. I want to make sure you don't pinch that temperature sense cable. So I'm trying to get it back into, it's like kind of, there you go. Get it back down into its little slot there. There you go. Okay, and then for this, we just need let's see what I got here. I need this standoffs. Trying to think. Then you can tell. Okay, so these are just normal ones, and then these are the standoffs for the processor board. Because you end up with one of these here. Because that puts it at the same level as that. And then we need these two guys. Couple washers. Okay, gonna snug it nut. Gonna make sure we're not doing anything crazy inside here. Everything looks not pinched. That doesn't look too bad. And then the question is, does this get a socket or a washer on it? I can check. I got a straight edge here. This is also the smaller size. So these should be level. And they are. Okay, so we don't need a washer. So so that's all good. We're ready for the next board here, which is this one. And this is got those, that's the one with the pins on it. So you gotta be really careful. They go in here. So you gotta line that up really, really well. And then try to put it on perfectly straight. There we go. It just sets on there. And you want to look this direction. Make sure that the two pins are lined up. And then you want to look this direction. And make sure that they're in there. Yeah, that look good. I can go ahead and attach that. So we should need 5. bit closer here. You can see it takes it quite a while to work on this stuff. That's why I was surprised people actually wanted to see videos of this process, because it's probably pretty boring. This is to me putting in a bunch of screws. But if you ever need to work on one of these, you could probably just follow along on the video for taking things apart. So if you haven't learned your lesson, you shouldn't rush. Oh gosh, as I say that. Now that one's already got a, that one already has a nut on it, or a washer on it. Oh, the screw, that one, yeah, that's right. One of them already had one. Okay, get everything lined up again. How far off am I? I need to go this way a bit. Did I tighten that one too much? Milo, what are you doing? Don't do that. You're not supposed to eat that. Here. Our cat likes zip ties. There you go. There you go. That'll keep him entertained for a while. He was over there chewing on some cardboard or something. Why is this one not going back in? There you go. These guys start getting increasingly more difficult to put in. Especially this one. Oh, you know what? I wanted to solder the... see, like I said, get in a rush. Okay, before I start taking that apart, let me get out the iron. For these boards, I like to bring out Big Bertha. Oh yeah. I think it's a, what's it say? 175 watt soldering iron. It makes quick work of the cold solder joints on massive ground planes. Do you need an iron this big? You don't. But you know, your regular sized iron is not going to cut it. Actually, that one probably does get hot enough, but it's more fun to use the huge one. So we'll just touch up some joints real fast. So I plug that in, so I'll let it heat up while I do this. Let's get that right here so you can see it. You just see the tip. And then what I do I kind of cheat to get to know if it's warm or not. You can take a little bit of solder and just stick it on here. Like so. And it'll melt when it's hot enough. Yeah, because I wanted to repair that joint. There are a few joints on here on the mauve that are a little bad. For those that don't know, these are mauves. It's a metal oxide varistor. And MOV. And what they do is if the voltage gets too high, they conduct hard on. It usually just pops the fuses. So it's a protection device. Once you go with a certain point, it will conduct dead short and supposedly pop the fuses. That's to protect it in the event of a lightning strike. They're very quick. Am I still attached somewhere? Yeah, I wanted to touch up these joints right here. Not very good. Well, let me pause here, and we'll wait for this guy, for the iron to warm up, and we'll be back.